The old man's jaw is a landscape of hardship, the tooth sockets fully resorbed, a testament to struggle and survival. Here lies the story of the oldest act of mercy ever found, whispered through bones and healed scars. A woman, younger and deft, kneels to pound marrow into a paste, feeding life into age and frailty. She chooses, again and again, not to let him starve. Around them, darkness prowls, ever vigilant, the saber-tooth's silhouette, an eternal balance between predator and prey. But within the circle of flickering firelight, something profound ignites. A heart that moves long before the mind fully formed. A glimmer of pale bone emerges from its ancient grave, whispering secrets through absent teeth. The hollow sockets stand stark, silent witnesses to survival against the odds. In this world, nearly 2 million years past, those who can't fend for themselves usually vanish, quietly, inevitably. But here lies evidence of an anomaly, a bond that endures beyond utility. Old One couldn't chew the tough tendons or fibrous roots. His teeth, lost long before his life faded, left him vulnerable. To heal without teeth means he had to keep living. Over time, bone drinks in the lost teeth's memory, sealing each socket like a completed tale. This miraculous healing signals not just life, but years sustained beyond natural expectation. Saber-tooth eyes blaze in the dark, a constant menace prowling on velvet paws. Each day here is hard-earned, every meal contested by silence and shadow alike. Each offering of crushed nut or mashed marrow is a choice, a refusal to let frailty equate to worthlessness. Someone chose, meal after meal, to keep him alive when survival whispers to leave him behind. This eruption of care, shared over flame and twilight, pulses through the essence of life itself, an ancient gift given quietly, without grand gestures, yet more profound than any spoken promise. In the marrow of marrow caretakers, an ember glows for those who could no longer pay back. And so, in the cradle of humanity, mercy finds fertile ground, planted deep in the heart before the mind ever had a say. Along the Caucasus horizon, the land rolls green and gray, a patchwork of sparse vegetation and bare rock, veined by trails trodden over millennia. The air is heavy with the scent of wet earth as sheets of rain sweep across the open landscape. Here, survival is etched against the backdrop of a harsh and changing world. Homo erectus moves with purpose. Each day is a calculated gamble against hunger and the forces pressing in from all sides. Food is never certain, and each member of the small band knows their role and what's at stake. The predators are a constant, thudding presence over the howling winds. Saber-tooths here have eyes like night, fangs satisfyingly sharp, and muscles built for silent shadows and deadly ambushes. The band is just one bad week away from knowing real hunger. Game is thinning, seasons squeeze tighter each year. In the midst of this struggle stands the Old One, his face lined, jaw slack and empty, a living record of loss and perseverance. His every straw-thin bone is evidence of the years he could not chew, a silent story told by healed-over evidence. He is the contradiction within this band, the weakness they protect against the world's odds. It's this fragile figure, each droop of his flesh a small history, whispering of a life lived through another's care. The young woman crushes roots and soft berries. Her hands are nimble, practiced, her every movement punctuated by the rhythm of survival. She mixes and mashes, coaxing nutrients into a form the old one can swallow without the agony of insufficient teeth. Among all calculations of what this cost, food, time, the weight they could not carry, they made a simple, unfathomable choice. Someone chose, meal after meal, not to let him starve. In this austere environment of predators and cold, a decision is made, heart before the mind, a quiet revolution igniting beneath ancient skies. They have woven something startlingly rare into their daily struggle for survival: mercy. The sun dips low, casting long shadows across the rocky Caucasian terrain, where every crevice tells a story older than time itself. In the heart of the Dmanisi community, a group gathers around a flickering campfire. The old one sits among them, the lines etched deep into his face, telling of years of hardship and resilience. He is a living memory, his presence familiar and comforting. Yet each day becomes a quiet struggle. His last few teeth loosen, shifting in their pitted sockets. With every bite, pain courses through his jaw, a harsh reminder of the inevitable. His ability to chew gently slips away, as though the earth beneath him slowly erodes. The prey they hunt, bared under the sun's harsh glare, now stands beyond his reach. The sinewy meat, once torn easily, resists his weakening hold. As the final tooth surrenders, he knows he can no longer tear sustenance from life's bounty on his own. Nearby, the younger woman watches. Her eyes track every labored chew, every weary swallow. She understands the unspoken plea in his eyes, the need expanding beyond spoken language. Without intervention, he faces a quiet decline, a slow fading into the night. But in these gathering shadows, a choice emerges, one that transcends the immediate survival struggle. The same environment that harbors lurking predators imposes its own relentless demands. Among whispers of growls and deathly silence, each member serves a critical role to ensure the group's survival. And yet, she steps forward, armed not with weapons or speed, but with tenderness. Gently she pounds the marrow from bones, softens the pith from plants. Her hands, though calloused, work with care, crafting meals he can consume, extending his days with each soft mouthful. In these simple acts, a profound truth unfolds. Compassion blossoms in the harshest climes. Before there were words for mercy, it echoes in her choice, resonant and clear. Long before reason crowns the mind, the heart stirs first, and through its grace, the oldest act of mercy thrives. On this barren Caucasus plateau, a daily ritual unfolds, wordless, enduring, as if carved in stone. A mother's calloused hands are steady as they work. She kneels beside the rough-hewn mortar stone, pounding marrow into a formless paste. Each strike a testament. She shapes life where the world gives none. Once, Old One's jaw would snap through sinew, crack bones with gleeful ease. Now, gums smooth as river stones speak of years lived without teeth. Food must soften in the matrimony of hand and stone, lest Old Ones starve. She remains vigilant, each morning a loan of strength without repayment. Saber-tooths glide silently through the highlands, eyes reflecting hunger, as noteworthy prey invisibly limps beneath necessity's gaze. Among the tribe, resources stretch taut as sinews on a hunter's spear. And yet, the choice stands, relentless as dawn. To keep him is to sustain a burden. Still, she labors in the shadow of scarcity, where each meal shared could be the grievous difference between survival and scarcity's snare. Pausing to share food, pith and smashed marrow, her hands bridge an old life to the body's distant chorus. Strength graces the weak for another day. Her hands wield a power elemental, reshaping what would pass her by for the sake of a life already spent. Bone whispers beneath her touch, nourish. Each decision is a seed sown from the heart before the mind, as they march beneath skies vast with cold stars. Their world is unfathomable, yet their compassion grows wild, taking root in bare soil. In a land teeming with beasts both fierce and wondrous, life teeters on the edge of survival. Here, not one spare scrap can be wasted, not one moment lost. Among creatures of claw and fang, the old and the weak seldom linger. Crippled wolves are devoured, aged lions driven from their pride. Yet this ancient toothless figure has seen the passage of years above his sunset. Old One stands unsteadily by the fire, walls of bone around which the clan's precarious life revolves. His mouth, once capable of shattering fibrous roots and gristle, now reduced to hollow sockets, has replaced bite with wonderment. With each dawn, his survival poses a question. In every species, the irreducible answer is the same. The aged fail, the young thrive. Resources flow downstream. Yet here, they diverge. Old One's life has never been his own. He is bound by the care and time of those around him, their collective will a fortress against the natural order. His nourishment is not simply found, it is crafted, placed without fail into his waiting hands. But the world conspires against such defiance. Raiders of the forest edge and rumors of hunger snap at their heels like the relentless gales. The calculus of existence pounds daily upon the minds of the clan members. Scarcity is a predator untethered, an invisible threat as potent as the tooth and claw. Each prepared meal for those in need means pressing urgency. When day ends, hunger should not. And amidst these pressures, a decision lives each day anew. Every bowl of softened root, each shared morsel says the same. Old One survives because one pair of hands took his fate upon themselves. In another time, in some different shadowy age, here is compassion without language, without reason. Here is the heart before the mind, beating clearly one final truth. Here they choose to keep the old man alive. He dies in silence, breathing out a final whisper beneath the spreading canopy of the Georgian forest. His mouth, forever empty, is an open testament to a life preserved by compassion, each resorbed tooth socket a faded scar of struggle and survival. Years he lingered as the echoes of footfalls moved around him, the rhythmic beats of his heart steady against the waning light. His body grew frailer, but his presence remained a crucial heart of the band, warmth preserved with every shared meal. Night after night, the young woman crouches beside the elder, cradling softened marrow and pith in her rough hands. She chooses each time not to leave him to the shadows, each bite a reassurance of belonging woven into his days. She nurtures the flickering flame of endurance, mashing fibers, pressing pulp softly, carefully ensuring the nourishment finds its way inward. Where others might see burden, she beholds the wisdom of his years, the stories whispered through toothless gums under the starlit sky. Every dawn casts new light over the scarred landscape, the earth red with ancient sun, painting the world rough as it remembers. And still the choice repeats, an affirmation louder than hunger: the old will not be forsaken. Amidst the formidable shadows of the prehistoric domain, saber-toothed predators prowl, rumbles of their presence echoed in stones and bone. Yet beyond the reach of fangs, the band huddles, resolve steeled against the perils around them. Back in the fold of kinship, the circle closes tighter, the frail elder ensconced at the heart, a repository of human history, flesh and bone, interlaced with the shared past and future. Within him beats the ethos that transcends survival, an act that sees past the dawn of intellect. As the years serenade the chorus of existence, a deeper song flows beneath the canopy, pulsing in archaic rhythms, framing the life cycle, echoing on long into the rise of sapiens. His journey ends not in solitude, but amidst the gentle legacy of care long before words. Human threads weave through the arcs of time, attaching hearts centuries before our minds wove reason and logic. And in this place, a million years gone and now, the heart beats strong, mapping humanity's promise through the expanse of endless years yet to emerge.